Hi everyone. You are watching the MyBrain Learning channel. Our topic for today is about the operation of signed numbers, exponents, powers, and base. To begin with the discussion, let's proceed to the operation of signed numbers. Addition of two like signed numbers is by adding their absolute value then prefix their identical sign. For example, 8 and 2 which both have the positive sign. When added 8 plus 2 this will be equal to 10. Since 8 and 2 both have the same positive sign, thus positive sign will be prefixed before 10. This is also the same rule as applied to -8 plus -8 which is equal to -16. Take note that if an absolute value does not have a positive sign, it is understood as having a positive sign. Addition of two unlike signed numbers is by subtracting the smaller absolute value from the higher absolute value then prefix the sign of the higher absolute value. For example, +10 and -2 which have the unlike signs. When we subtract 2 from 10, the difference will be equal to 8. Since 10 and -2 both have the unlike signs, thus positive sign of 10 will be prefixed to 8. This is also the same rule used to -8 plus +2 which is equal to -6. Subtraction of a value of y from x is by replacing the sign of y oppositely with the minus operation sign then proceed as in addition. For example, 10 and 4 both have positive signs. First subtract the 4 from 10 which is equal to 6. Since the 10 has a positive sign, +6 will be the answer. Another example is -3 to be subtracted from +7. Change the minus operation sign to plus and from negative to +3 then add both numbers which is equal to 10. Since the higher absolute value 7 has positive sign, the answer will be +10. Multiplication or division of two numbers with like signs. Multiply or divide the absolute then prefix the positive sign. For example, if we multiply +8 and +2, the answer will be simply +16. In the next example, -8 multiplied by negative will also be +16. Same rule is also applied in division, such as +8 divided by +2 equals +4. For -8 divided by -2, the answer will be +4. Multiplication or division of two numbers with unlike signs. Multiply or divide the absolute values then prefix the negative sign. For examples, +8 multiplied by -2 is equal to -16. Or -8 times +2 will be equal to -16. While +8 divided by -2 is equal to -4. Furthermore, -8 divided by +2 is equal to -4. Our next topic is about the exponent, power and base. If a certain number x to the power of n is multiplied by itself such as n times which is equivalent to x times x times x times x times and so on up to the x to the nth power. This is read as x to the nth power. In the x to the power of n, x is the base while n which is a positive integer is the power. For example, 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is equal to 5 to the fourth power which is also equal to 625. In the second example, x times x times x times x times y times y times y will be equal to x to the fourth y to the third power. Remember that an expression that does not show an exponent is understood as having a power of 1. A power of may second either be expressed as to the second power or squared. Like for instance, x to the second power may also be expressed as x squared. While on the power of 3, it may be expressed as to the third power or cube. In our third example, negative 5 to the fourth is equal to negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 is equal to 625. Our fourth and last example is negative 3 cubed is equal to negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is equal to negative 27. Let us now proceed to the laws of the exponents. In the law of exponent x to the power of m multiplied by x to the power of n, write down the base x then add its exponents m plus n. For example, x squared times x cubed. Write down the base and the exponents 2 plus 3, it will be equal to x to the fifth power. Another example is 5 squared times 5 cubed. Add the exponents 2 plus 3, thus it will become 5 to the fifth power. 5 to the fifth power is equal to 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Therefore, 5 squared times 5 cubed is equal to 3125. For the law of exponent x to the m power divided by x to the n power, it is equal to x to m minus n power. That is if and only if x is not equal to 0. For example, x to the fourth power over x squared. It is equal to x to the power 4 minus 2. Therefore, it is equal to x squared or x to the second power. In the next example for this is 2 to the fifth power over 2 square. Write the number 2, the exponent will be 5 minus 2. Thus, it will become 2 to the third power which is equivalent to 2 times 2 times 2. Therefore, 2 to the fifth power over 2 square is equal to 8. In case of a smaller quantity of the exponent minus a higher quantity which results a negative exponent, wherein the exponent m is less than n, the result will be in reciprocal form. If we will change it to a reciprocal form, first change the negative exponent to positive number then make it as divisor of 1. Like for instance, x to the power of negative n will be equal to 1 over x to the power of positive n. If m is then equal to n, the exponent will become 0 which will result a base quantity of 1. This is also equivalent to a number, except 0, divided by itself. For the law of exponent on the quantity to the m power raised to the n power, the exponents are simply multiplied. For example, quantity x squared raised to the third power. The quantity will become x to the power 2 times 3. Thus, the result will be x to the fifth power. Another example is 3 squared raised to a second power. The result will become 3 to the power of 2 times 2. This will become 3 to the fourth power which is equivalent to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Thus, 3 squared raised to a second power is equal to 81. In the law of exponent on the two quantities such as x and y raised to the power of m, both the exponent of x and y, understood as 1, will be multiplied individually by the power raised to m. For example, the quantity of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 2 squared times 3 squared. This is equal to 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Therefore, quantity of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2 will be equal to 36. Another example is quantity of 2xy raised to the power of 3. This is equal to 2 cubed times x cubed times y cubed. This will become 2 times 2 times 2 times x cubed times y cubed. Thus, the result will be 8x cubed y cubed. In our next episode on algebra, topics to be discussed are the least common multiple, least common denominator, greatest common factor, addition or subtraction, multiplication and division of fractions. This will serve as your foundation for algebraic expressions and related topics onwards. This is the MyBrain Learning channel. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you will like this video. Click the notification bell so that you will not miss the new videos to watch. Please like, share and subscribe to MyBrain Learning channel.